You're with Dion at HD Piano, and it's time to learn how to play Super Lonely by Benny featuring Gus Dapperton. In this part 1 video, I'm going to take you through the intro and the first chorus of the song. And these parts sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And from there, we're going to be into the verses, which will be up in the next video at HD Piano. So this is a really cool song, and a couple of things to get us kicked off with here. Some really good news. This song, most of it, apart from the pre-chorus, is built around 2 chords. And these 2 chords are very beautiful chords. The first one is called a G major 7 chord. Now this is built on stacking thirds, so play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, and play another note. So we have G, B, D, and F sharp as our very first chord here. The next chord shape we're going to be using a lot is moving everything up 1 note to A, C, E, and G. And this creates a chord called A minor 7. Same shape, play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, and then play another note on top. And that gives us our 7th at the top of there. So these are our 2, I guess, fundamental chords throughout most of the parts of this song. Sometimes they're played a little lower, sometimes they're played in different inversions, which means we rearrange the notes, but mostly it's just those 2 chords. So we've got these 2 chords in various forms, accompanied by a cool bass part as well. Now, if you know this song well, you'll know that there's not a lot of actual piano in the song. So we're kind of combining different elements, the bass, the kind of synthesized parts, into a piano arrangement for you, so you can sing along over the top. So to start off the intro, we have this G major 7 chord. Middle C is right here, by the way, so we're just above that with the right hand. And left hand is going to play a low G to support that. So we're about 1.5 octaves below middle C with the left hand. But kicking off with this chord here, and in the right hand, quite often I'll also roll the chords from bottom to top to give that effect of the guitar strum in the recording. So we have this strummed G major 7 chord. Then we're going to take a few of the notes from this chord. We're going to take the F sharp, then the B, and then add on an A as a little melody section in our second measure, our second bar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. One more time, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we're on 1 and 2 and 3, 4 for those 3 notes. Then we move to our A minor 7 chord. So this is our second chord of 2. And to finish off this, we're going to be playing this little signature synthesizer riff that happens a lot through this song. So I'm going to take some time to teach you through this now. Starts off with A in the right hand. Then we play B and D. So I've started off with my 2nd finger on the A, then my 3rd and 5th fingers on the B and the D, and then we go back to the A, but we add in a C on top of it. Then we're going to drop everything down, so your thumb and 2nd finger will be on E and G. Now we have 3rd and 5th fingers on A and C, and then we resolve it by landing on 2nd and 4th fingers on B and G. For those last few notes, we had the E and G, the A and the C, and then the G and the B. So as a little combined pattern, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're starting off on 4 and, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. One more time, a little bit quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we combine all those parts together, we get the intro. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that takes us into the first chorus. So in this first chorus, we're going to be using the same two chords that we just looked at. So the first one is this G major 7 chord. We're going to hold this down for 4 beats. Then for the second count of 4 beats, we're going to drop the bottom note. So you could either just play those 3 notes, the B, the D, and the F sharp with your 2nd, 3rd, and 5th fingers. Or you can shift your hand to 1, 3, and 5, which I often do in this section. So we have rolling up for 4 for the full 4-note chord. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do our A minor 7 chord. Hold that down for 4. And then it kind of fades off into the distance. So you can continue to hold it down over the next bar, or you can lift off and get prepped to get back to that G major 7 chord 1 bar after that. So we go through that cycle twice. The full chord, the smaller chord, and then the A minor 7 chord. And that's all the right hand does in the choruses, which is pretty cool. Very, very simple. So most of the groove in this song, most of the funk, the thing that people want to dance to on TikTok, is the bass line. So we're going to spend some time looking at that now. So this bass line, really cool. Starts on G, and it jumps down to D, and back up to G. So we're doing kind of what we call a 1-5-1, D being the 5th note in our scale of G major. We do that same D, G, but an octave higher. Then we're going to come back down to D and G. So it's all G's and D's so far. So we got G, down, up, back down. We're going to transition to the A minor. So we're going to do that by walking from G to G sharp to A. So a nice little what we call chromatic run there through those different semitones or half steps. Once we land on the A, we go via E this time. So a nice 1-5-1 in the key of A. And then we have a little flourish or fill at the end of our A minor section. So after we've bounced down to E, we have a little run using the pentatonic scale from G. The pentatonic scale, by the way, is just a 5-note scale. In this case, it's G, A, B, D, and E. So in this first run, we're using B, D, B, A, and then we're going to land back on G. I'm going to take you through that far with some nice slow counting so you know how the rhythm goes for that. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so I ended up repeating it through 2 times, but you might have noticed on the second time through that run at the end, that pentatonic run changed. So rather than being B, D, B, A, we had B, D, E, G. And as such, I had to change my fingers for both of those parts as well. So for the first run, I shift my second finger onto the B, got my thumb on the D, back down through A, and then land on G with my 4th finger to start the pattern again. This second time through, I'm going to run out of fingers if I do that. So rather than starting with my second finger on the B, which means I'm going to kind of get a bit sort of twisted up around here, well, I start with my thumb on the B and bring my 3rd finger over to the D, So I can finish this off with second on E and thumb on G, ready to drop down to G again at the start of the verse, one octave lower. So that's the bass line. Again, I'm going to go through it one more time for you, nice and slow with some counting before we add it to the right hand. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now this bass line runs through most of the song, so my hot tip for you is to spend as much time as you need for that bass line to start feeling really, really automatic, so you don't have to think about playing it, it just kind of falls underneath your fingers. Because when it comes time to adding the right hand, well, you've got two things to worry about now. So putting both together, that same speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. Okay, so we've gone through both the intro and the chorus. Now that chorus repeats again after the first pre-chorus. It goes through 3 times in this song, just as we played it then. Then right at the end of the song, the final chorus, it doesn't have the bass line playing, so you can get away with just doing the right hand part. Kind of similar to what we did in the intro, actually. So look out for that final chorus will be the same as the intro, but without any left hand. So we're using all these parts we learned, just without any bass line underneath that. Okay, so let's put this all together again. The intro through the first chorus, but this time at full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Well done for getting through this far. Join me for the next video. We'll have a look at the verses and the pre-chorus of the song. So I'll see you there. My name is Dion. While you're online, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe there, and follow us on your favorite socials at HD Piano. And drop your requests for tutorials into requests.hdpiano.com. Bye for now.